Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm here with another video. And on this weekend video, I'm going to discuss about the weekend review for the market as to how the market is doing here in India and globally how things pan out for this final month of the year. Plus, I'm going to talk about one company that is in the news at the moment, at the thick of things, a large cap company, and why I believe that it is a table thumping buy at this point of time. In my opinion, it is something to look at very closely at these valuations. So, we'll discuss about that. Let's get started. So first of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the NSE and BSE, and that I am not a portfolio advisor. Whatever discussions with respect to markets or investments I do have, kindly do take that on note that is laden with market risk, and do consult your financial advisor before taking any call. Before I talk about these companies, here's small request. Can you support me on Patreon? Once you do that, help me grow the channel, help you ask me questions, seek out answers in greater detail. Once you get the membership, you'll have access to my portfolio watch list that I keep updating time to time. Hopefully, by tomorrow, there'll be a new watch list that will be coming up. Analysis on global and Indian economies, on different companies, discussion on domestic and global, you can say, financial aspects, and a long-term pick from my end. Whatever stocks I feel like that are doing well, I do bring to your notice, so do check the link in the description. Now, for discussion on the markets, etc., let me take you to the TradingView website. So Nifty is hovering around that all-time high 26,200 levels or so. And if you think of it, we are not that far away from that all-time high, and probably we will breach that. But one thing needs to be taken into consideration is that the market breadth is not the same. It doesn't feel like that we are at highs, and that gives me a lot of, you can say, trouble with respect to understanding as to how the markets might behave going forward, say 3 4 months down the line. So what I feel is we could hit 26,500 to 700 in the next 3 to 4 weeks. But come January and then later on, there could be a very decent fall again. The reason for that is earnings. There is expectation of a 12 to 15% earnings growth next year. I still believe that once the third quarter earnings come in, then markets may again rearrange and recalibrate themselves with respect to the earnings, and may just go down further. So over the next 1 month, I'm positive that the markets with the kind of momentum Nifty is showing, we could head towards 26,600, 700 even. And the big boys of the Nifty may perform. So TCS, Infosys of the world, even Reliance, these kind of companies, the top Nifty heavyweights, banks, ICICI, HDFC, etc. And no recommendations in here, but just giving you a flavor of the market. In that respect, the big heavyweights may perform over the next 1 month. But mid and small caps, we are seeing that they are lagging behind, and there is a lot of pain in there. So if you look at the small cap index, that is suffering and may just continue to suffer. So if you look at here, 51,000 on the small cap index, the high being around 58,000. So we are already down somewhere around 12 13% from the highs. And if you look at this chart closely, we made a relative short term high in here, and that was around 55,800, and from there we are at 51,000. We are down nearly 10% from that July highs, in which the RSI also was around 70 71. And if you go slightly more on the left towards June, then on June the 1st, June 10th, around that, the RSI was around 81 or so, and we made a high of around 54,500. From there on, we are not down a lot, but if you see, the RSI has fallen, and the reason for that is that internally the breadth of the market is becoming extremely weak. There are stocks that are catapulting down 20, 30, 40%, and things are not looking that great on a broader market basis. And hence, I believe that the trend may just continue at least for the next 1 quarter or so, and then probably we'll see from February, March onwards how things pan out. But this is a similar market to what it was in 2018 till 2020. For 2 years, things did not move for most of the market, and there were few companies that were doing well and that continued to do well. So Bajaj Finance of the world and some of the, you can say, housing finance companies and other companies did well. Here again, we are seeing financials doing well, but overall markets are really overall market is really struggling. So that is my concern, and here that the markets may continue to struggle, and our portfolio, most of the portfolios of retail investors, may continue to bleed to a point where the markets may cut, you can say, culminate or really have a catastrophic fall, and eventually with that washout, things will become better, and eventually a rally will begin. So it's better to, in a nutshell, it's better to be with the large caps at this point of time rather than mid and small cap. If you look at the small cap index, as I mentioned, although it is down somewhere around 4 5% from the September highs over the last 3 4 months, but with the Nifty doing well, and this is not doing that well, that really hurts. And this, you can say, dichotomy may just continue. If you look at the gold prices is now inching upwards again after hitting around 4,000 levels in November. From there on in, things from 4th of November, so the last 1 month, things have probably bottomed out. 4 5% move on gold. If you look at US dollar INR, and this is the biggest concern, around $90, 90 rupees to a dollar, and things are becoming worse day by day. And it is a chicken and egg situation. Either the situation in the markets get better, so FIIs come in, so the currency becomes stronger, or once the currency becomes stronger, then the FIIs would come in, and the markets will move even higher, the overall broader market. So you can take it on either side, but at 90 rupees to a dollar, I don't see the markets doing well. Yes, pockets of the market which are export oriented may continue to perform. As far as the global markets are concerned, especially US, you have the S&P 500 on Friday doing reasonably okay, going nearly to 6,900. Its all-time high is around 6,920, so it's very close to that. And I believe that over the next 1 month, it should better this and go towards 7,000, uh, before a correction may begin, then US as well. And that is my concern, that if the US markets correct, then what will happen to Indian markets? I don't see the markets doing that well if the US markets correct altogether. Coming to the point as to which stock that I like, so you might have seen it. I'm talking of Interglobe Aviation, so a 2 lakh crore market cap company. We all know about the things that are taking place at with Indigo and at airports, and really saddened to see the visuals as to how things are panning out there. But I believe that if somebody is looking to get into Indigo, Interglobe Aviation, which is uh, overall, you can say the best airlines that India has at the moment. If you look at in terms of on-time arrivals, etc. Yes, it sounds like a cliche at the moment that things are really not well, but these things should peter down over the next week, 2 weeks time, and I believe that valuations have become better for a company like Interglobe. And you have to look at opportunities in crisis as to wherever they come in. So if you look at this chart, so Interglobe was doing reasonably fine up till this situation when this news broke out, and it was trading at around 6,000 levels or so, and 5,900, 6,000, and so on and so forth, and it has fallen from there and has gone all the way down to 50 to 60 from where it recovered. So it has fallen already 12 to 15% over the course of 1 week. And I feel that valuations have become reasonable. Over the next 1 year, things only going to get better. We are seeing that it has taken virtually most of the market share, and that has meant that we are seeing chaos on the airports. But things should get better going forward. Government had come out with a clause uh, saying that the pilots should get rest of around 48 hours between flights rather than 36 hours. So the shifts would have rest time of 48 hours rather than 36 hours. And with night times, most of the flights going on nights for Indigo, this has become a real trouble. And that is why most of the nighttime, you can say, flights and flights that are run abroad are mostly in night, and so they got cancelled. So there have been a lot of issues, but overall, I believe that if you are an investor into the market and you want to make money, you have to take opportunity or wherever it comes through. So here, I believe around 5200 to 5000, if it comes to, even at current levels, one can definitely analyze this company, because I won't be surprised if 3 4 years down the line, around between 3 to 4 years, I won't be surprised if this goes into a 5 digit stock. That's my understanding. So that's Interglobe Aviation for you. The stock is down and down somewhere around 15% from the top, and for reasons that we all know. So it's all in the open, and I don't think this is going to get worse. Rather, it's going to get better. So do look out for this one. This was a video on the markets as well as one of the picks. So do like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it, and kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.